5 things I wish my parents taught me growing up. Alright, let's get it, yo. So, number 1, how to manage my money correctly. So, my parents, they was never good at managing the money. Even like my mom, she always got a lot of money, for real. Like, she know how to get her money. She always had multiple jobs, like 2, 3. Still has multiple jobs, doing her thing or whatever. But it's like, every time I hear, how she doing with her money, like it's not going well. You know what I'm saying? Like, she be needing to borrow or whatever, and she doesn't know how to manage it. My dad, he came from this country 20 years ago or whatever. He ain't know how to manage his money. So it's just like, when it came to me, I have to learn myself, bro. I'm learning through YouTube, through all these content creators, and I'm just dealing with stuff myself when it comes to my finances, and I'm still learning. I'm young right now, what I'm saying? I'm 20 years old. I'm trying to learn how to, like, where's the best place to put my money? What's the best thing I could do? And that's just really important, especially, like, I wish they taught me at a young age, because all I seen them was buying stuff, not really talking about investing nowhere. Like, I didn't know about investing. I had to learn about that stuff. And I think every kid should know how to manage their money at a young age. It can't be all about buying this, buying that, you know what I'm saying? It has to be about, like, oh, where am I gonna put it? Oh, how can I separate it? How can I separate my spending money? How can I separate my saving, my investing? Like, that's important, bro. But I wish they taught me that. And most of y'all watching probably have the same, your parents are probably the same. They come from different country, and they just don't know about money like that. They don't know how investing works and none of that. My mom grew up in the U.S., but, like, still, like, her knowledge when it comes to money is just something. She probably has some bad habits that she hasn't dealt with, I'm sure. All right, number 2, how to handle relationships, bro. This is big, bro, especially as a man. I've had issues with my mom. There's days we go back and forth or whatever. It was pretty rocky. When I grew up with my mom, I was living with my mom. She had custody of me and shit. But it was rocky, bro. When it came down for me to go in relationships, it's just like, I wouldn't know how to communicate correctly. I wouldn't know how to deal with stuff. I wouldn't understand women's emotions. And I'm still learning to this day, because a woman's emotions is so different from a man's emotion. And that's something you need to realize, that as a man, that, bro, your woman, she wants to be understood. She wants to be heard. And if you're not trying to do that, they're obviously not going to be happy with you. Or something's going to happen in your relationship. It's just going to be rocky. It's important to teach a child, man or woman, how to deal with your relationship. It's just as important as your finances or whatever. It's your health. Because you're going to be with a partner for mad long. Y'all going to see each other every day. Y'all going to sleep in the same bed every day. And it's just like, bro, I ain't get taught none of that, bro. I had to deal with everything myself. I had to be willing as a man to understand my shorty, and to actually dig deeper into learning about how to, like, deal with a woman, bro. Because it's not easy. Relationships are not easy. I see my parents separate too when I was young because of finances, bro. And that shouldn't be like an issue, for real. If you truly love each other, finances shouldn't be an issue. And they separated, like, they couldn't deal with it. Because one person wanted help with one thing, the other person wanted help on another thing, and they just like, nah. Because they had different incomes. My mom was earning more. My dad earned less. I just wish I got taught that. And most of us don't get taught about none of relationship, like anything about relationships, really. Even my girl, she didn't get taught about relationships. And she got her own issues too, like when it comes to her parents. And so that's something important, and I wish I learned about relationships, but I'm willing to continue learning. And as long as you're willing to continue learning about everything, you'll be set, bro. All right, 3, how important your mental health is, bro. Your mental health is very important, bro. If your mind not straight, bro, if your mind not correct place, you're never gonna like elevate at all. You're not, especially if you're just stuck too. I seen my girl be in a bad state with her mind, and like it you know, when once you're with someone, if she's in a bad state in her mind, if she's going through something, I'ma go through something too. Your mental health matters a lot, because she didn't want to do nothing, bro. I didn't want to do much, and it's just like it's a struggle for real when it comes to like life in general. Like, you're gonna run into a lot of things that are gonna mess up your mind, but you have to be strong. You have to be strong as a person to handle all these type of situations, especially as a man, bro. Like, as a man, you gotta know how to deal with certain stuff. If your woman dealing with something and she needs you, you know what I'm saying, she needs you there, you gotta be willing to take sacrifices. And also, you yourself as a man, you gotta be willing to sacrifice anything for your kids. You gotta be the provider. So it's really a lot mentally, and it could be mentally draining. But that's why you have to train your mind and prepare yourself. It's always good for preparation. You know what I'm saying? You gotta always be prepared to deal with certain things. So I wish I got taught that a little more. I wish they explained it more to me, but unfortunately they didn't. And that's something I have to learn myself, continue learning. I'm learning about it, but everything I'm gonna tell y'all that I'm telling you from this list, I'm still learning about it too. I'm only 20 years old, and life is hard. Life is hard, but let's keep it going. All right. Next up, how to deal with my emotions. Sometimes I would be mad, angry, like really angry. I'll get mad, and I think that's like something, because when I was younger, I went through stuff. Everybody went through stuff, and sometimes you hold on to that anger. You hold on to that sadness, and sometimes when you're going, you're arguing with your girl, you're arguing with your boy. There were some situations where I was fighting with my boy and stuff. There's some situations where me and my girl got into it, really bad arguments. We didn't want to talk to each other at all, and that's because I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. I didn't want to communicate correctly too. Communicating was tough for me, bro. Tough. And I feel like that had to do with emotions and built up things that I had with my parents, or stuff that I just went through. But you're gonna have the advantage over like 99% of people that can't handle their emotions. You know how they be saying in boxing, the angriest person, or the person that's really angry, they're most likely to lose, because their head's not in the right place when you're so mad. You don't think of how you gonna dodge. You don't think about how you gonna punch the dude at all. My bad, I'm wiping my face because I don't know, I'm a little stuffy. But you be thinking about anything, bro. Like what you say, you gotta think before you say something, bro. And if you can't handle your emotions, bro, you're never gonna think. So that's important. I wish my parents really sat me down with all this on the list. Like, really sat me down and explained to me. They said a few things here and there, but it's just like, it really didn't get to the point, you know what I mean, to the core. So that's something I got to deal with too. And I'm willing to learn more. I'm willing to calm myself down. So yeah. All right. Next up, how to create a career for myself. Well, I was playing baseball at the time. They really invested money. They invested a lot of money in my baseball career, but they never like taught me when it comes to jobs and stuff like that. They never taught me anything about that. Like, I really had to, like, after high school, I moved out, and I had to, like, get a job or whatever, because I stopped playing baseball or whatever. I decided not to go to college. But my dad's been at the same job for years. My mom's been doing the same thing for years too. She's trying new things. My dad's trying to hustle too, but they never explained to me, how can I create a career? Like, how can I start something independently? I'm glad they invested all that money into baseball, but they never sat me down and talked about, like, they obviously said, what are you gonna do if make it in baseball? Because I had dreams of becoming a professional player, but once I reached high school, especially senior year, I was like, nah, I'm not playing baseball no more. Like, I don't want to go to college. I don't want to be in debt. Because I started learning like crazy. I don't want to be in debt, and I don't want to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. This is me doing my YouTube videos, starting out, and that's okay. Because I'm teaching myself. I'm learning. I'm learning how to create. I'm learning how to be a producer instead of a consumer. Because you don't want to be a consumer for the rest of your life. You want to learn how to produce content, and that's the best thing you can do. And I'm just here learning how to speak, learning my vocabulary. I'm trying to be better with my vocabulary, and because sometimes things slip, but I'm being authentic. And I wish I taught. I wish they taught me how to create a career for myself, because now I got to teach myself every single thing, basically. Not, they told me a few things. Obviously, I take the good from my mom. I take the good from my dad, and I try to leave the bad out. But sometimes it can stick to you because that's what you see all the time. So it can really stick to your personality, how you present yourself. But yeah, but these were 5 things I wish my parents taught me.